It's the Controller Bob, Captain Joel Show. Controller Bob and Captain Joel Show. Controller Bob and Captain Joel. Controller Bob and Captain Joel Show.
Okay.
See, all this has been recorded. Everything.
I know.
So we can't get away with nothing.
No,
Okay, now
it's okay.
So we should.
Are we Instagramming that?
Not yet.
Live at MzeroA?
No, not yet.
No. Mm-hmm. Episode 2 of some show.
Of the Bob and Joel Show.
Oh.
I took top billing on this one. Hey, everybody. MzeroA is Bob, Joel Wiener, Bob Cam. And here's a big debate we're having off camera right now.
Yeah, we got some issues
because
over
if
here.
this is going to be a routine thing, we're going to have some sort of official name, don't you think?
Yeah.
So here are our choices so far. It's
Okay.
Controller Bob and Captain Joel.
Okay.
Aloha Bob and the Wiener, because your last name is Wiener,
Yes.
right?
Yes. My last name is Wiener.
Right.
We spell it W-E-A-N-E-R.
That's correct.
All right.
And your Instagram is Wienerman.
It
that
is.
right? Yes.
It is.
So
And so is Facebook.
that's Facebook,
Yeah,
right? Yeah. Well, you're gonna
And
get
so is
4
Snapchat.
million followers.
Oh,
at this
yeah,
point,
I know.
aren't you? You better start posting. Because you were
I'm
a
busy.
social media
I'm too
savvy
busy.
guy. Jason thought he was social media, but he hadn't come across
He's not
it
even
yet.
savvy.
Not even in the same league. All right. And then what else we got? What other choices?
The
we got?
Flying Wiener and Aloha Bob
Yeah,
show.
so, hey, if for fun, put your comments in below. I like doing that. I keep watching people do that, so we're gonna and we'll have some fun with that.
and
right?
we'll come up with a
no
good one.
drama, right? We're just gonna have a good time with this,
No.
right? Because what's the whole point of flying?
Having fun.
No, it's for food.
Oh, that's right. We fly for food.
Fly for food. Not
Oh,
for
and
fun.
if you follow us on Instagram, you will
Right.
see our food pictures.
right,
Yeah.
Do I have an Instagram?
I don't know.
Do we want to even promote that?
Oh.
And we do not.
Just go to MzeroA.com.
Right.
And we'll get it all there.
Is it
There'll be
gonna
a link
post-
to the
is
show.
There will be a link to the show.
Do we have a show?
We don't have a show yet.
Okay.
We're waiting for a title. Somebody said when you start a business, the hardest part of starting a business is getting a good name. Isn't that right? So we talked about this before, right? How many times have we come across, how did this, we won't go there.
Okay.
We'll leave that for his Saturday morning show, whatever.
That's afternoon, I think. He don't get up in the morning.
I don't, sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Well, but regardless though, when he can do that, we're going to do our thing, right?
All right. So as we come into the names, why did they call you Aloha Bob?
Oh, you want to ask that, right?
I
Want the good version or the fun version?
I would like. Well, let's go fun. That's what
Oh,
we're
yeah.
having fun.
Well,
Fun version of why they call you Aloha Bob.
Jeez. All right. Way back when I was a junior guy, Good Day just didn't work for me. And so you're taking a picture of me, aren't you?
We're Snapchatting live.
Oh, jeez. All right. So anyway, Good Day was okay. And then I started saying good night, good day, good afternoon, good something. And I decided to go into Adios. And that led to Arrivederci. And that led to Das Vidania. And I started just having fun on saying goodbye. You're making me nervous with this camera.
It's always these cameras. All right, it's over.
Bottom line is, Aloha was one in the rotation, and I started just doing those things. It was fun, just different. Not trying to be anything other than that. But I've always thought Aloha on the East Coast of the United States would be something you wouldn't normally hear, and so I kept going back to that, and it was fun to say. And the whole point of things is having a good time, as we talk about when we fly, and you have to have a good time doing anything. And I was having a good time with that, and somehow or another it just stuck, and it was fun, and I still do it today, and it's.
How long has the Aloha Bob been around?
I have been doing that over 25 years.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I remember it well.
Well, and of course, interestingly enough, you were listening to me long before I even met you on the radio, right?
And along with Jason, because
Right.
Jason was flying the traffic.
That's right.
And that's how we got
That's
tower
right.
tours at Jack's
That's right.
International. And
yeah, so that was kind of how that whole thing came about. It was kind of an interesting. I enjoyed it. It's fun. It's nothing serious. I'm sure the guys in Hawaii are wondering, probably think I'm a nut job, but I think it's.
Are you Hawaiian?
That's the other part. I have never. It is on my bucket list of places to go, but I've never been there. If you could believe that.
I think MzeroA we're planning a cruise to Hawaii.
That's right. We're going to leave from Port Canaveral, and we're going to take a cruise to Hawaii. We're going to go around the islands for 3 months, and then we're going to come back. And it's all on Jason's dime. I don't know if you do that or not.
It.
Everybody's invited, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Good time.
He's just buying the whole boat right out.
Ooh.
It's called the SS Minnow. And you are no longer skipper.
I feel a little deja vu.
Now, wait a minute. Are you the skipper at this point if we do that?
We have to work on that.
Yeah, all right. Well, anyway, that's the bottom line. That's how that aloha thing. Interestingly enough, when I started to do this, it's completely out of nothing, but my brother was taking his honeymoon to Hawaii, and I had always wanted to go. Now, here's a fun part of nothing.
Did you invite yourself and your brother?
I did not, no, but my wife does not like to fly more than about a 2-hour flight. And
I've witnessed that.
And a little bit more. You were awesome, by the way.
Hey, we made it happen.
So, how many people get in an airplane and you flying your first passenger, right?
Yes.
We talk about the do's and don'ts of flying your first
and
passenger.
we have some videos of first passenger.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so my wife, he calls me up and he says, "Hey, we're going to go fly for food."
Flying for food.
That's right. And bring your wife. And
those in South Georgia and North Florida know about flying for food.
Yeah.
Southern Soul, St. Simon's Island.
Right.
You can walk there from the FBO.
That's right. So every Embry-Riddle pilot on the planet goes there, and every other flight school, there's a bunch of them that all go there. Phoenix and Fit, and everybody goes. It's awesome. So my first cross country, where did we go? I tried to go to Brunswick. Weather knocked me out. Regardless, what was I at with this? I completely lost.
Something about flying for food and your wife.
That's right. So we're flying up there. Thanks for reminding me. Golly, I was all over the place. You'd think what I do for a living would be something we'd problem, right? But anyway, the bottom line is this. He was awesome. We had to do an S-turn around behind a jet because we obviously were a little slower than him. And my wife just didn't enjoy that much at all. And you were awesome about it. She wanted to say thanks, by the way.
Hey, we just make it happen. She wasn't feeling good, so.
Yeah, she wasn't feeling so good. So how many people, when you fly, say, so here's the deal, and I took my daughter up. I was really cognizant of making sure that she didn't, feel nauseous, because that's the worst feeling ever. And so when you're flying your first passenger, so that's a big deal too. Nothing crazy, please. Do good times. Do early in the morning when it's smooth, especially if you're in an area where there's really heated. If pick your times for your first people, because they're nervous. They don't know about you, and your credibility in flying is all about how much the flight goes and how good that is. And I think that's a big deal. So,
and that's one item in your logbook is your first passenger.
Yep.
Whether it's your family member, significant other, friend.
That was a big deal,
You will remember that.
Well, and interestingly enough, what do they say before your private pilot
Are you touching me again?
I'm going to keep doing this all day long, all right? It's better than this.
Well, hey, we're not in the Bonanza, okay?
Or the 150, right?
Oh, God, the 150.
Oh, geez,
when him and I fly the 150.
Well, yeah. So, but the first passenger, they always say, what do they say your first check ride is? It's your first passenger. That's not true. And I'll tell you why. Because here's the deal. When you're flying your first passenger, you have a situation which they can't fly the plane. That's your first passenger. Well, it's all on you. When your examiner's there in your check ride, you aren't thinking he's your first passenger. You're worried about passing the check ride. Here I am flying trying to figure out who the first passenger is and determining who that is. It's a big deal. For me, it was almost as big as learning how to the first solo, because everybody's got their first solo flight, right? And I certainly did. And you have your first solo flight.
So as you were climbing out on your first solo, what was going through your brain?
Well, so the classic, we did an hour flight. We're doing quartering tailwind landings. He's yelling at me the whole time. We land, and he goes, "Stop right here," and I wasn't. You would think I would be up to speed, but I was not. He jumps out of the airplane and goes, "Now go," and I thought, oh my goodness. So I'm taxiing down the taxiway, and I thought, okay, if I
where did I get out of the airplane?
Right there at the intersection.
Yeah, I call ground control and tell them I'm going to leave the airplane. So I get out on taxiway Delta. I just get out and walk to the terminal.
How many CFIs do that when they solo their first students?
Well, see, what you didn't realize is that you were doing so good in the previous flight that while you were pre-flighting the airplane, I already signed all the documents in your logbook.
See, I didn't know that either. And you're very sneaky like that.
Well, you don't want...
Well, CFIs are sneaky. Someday I'll get to do that.
And over the years of teaching, if you tell the student they're going to solo that day, they go out and they botch all the landings, and then they're upset because they thought they were going to solo. So I don't tell people they're going to solo.
Well, that's probably a good idea. And people, I mean, I'll remember that. And so I'm taxiing out. You asked me what I think. I said, well, if I apply the throttle to this airplane, I am going flying. End of discussion. And don't chicken out. And so I get up by her, cleared me for takeoff, and I remember the first controller, the controller that sold me was named Keith, awesome guy. And I started accelerating down there, and it was amazing to me. Did exactly what you trained me to do, which is what you want. And then the only other time I thought about it was when I was midfield down, when looking down, going, well, this is either going to go well or we're going to have a bad day. That was what I'm thinking. I'm either going to die on this flight or I'm going to live. And that was, I remember chuckling at myself thinking, why are you even thinking that? And then, of course, it turned out really well. But the first passenger is the same kind of thing. So I have a very good memory of my first solo, like hopefully everybody does, right? And then my first passenger.
Yeah.
Who was your first passenger?
I'd have to go back. I know it's in the logbook. And back in those days, we used to do 35 millimeter film, and go to Walgreens and have
days?
Old days.
Back in the day.
And so I have my first logbook. I used to staple pictures in the logbook of people I took flying and so forth.
Did you really?
Now I use
Where is that
ForeFlight.
logbook?
It is in my safe in the hangar.
Okay.
Along with the logbooks of the airplanes.
Okay.
And I think I'm on logbook number 5 or 6.
Are you really?
And
you don't remember your first passenger?
not off the top of my head without
Really?
looking.
Wow.
I mean, it
well,
stuck in my
long
head.
Ago. Well, you're like 70?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I got my private license in '92. So
Really?
I think it was August, I
Was
believe.
that? You had a lot of hair back then.
I had hair then.
Yeah. Did he?
And I only weighed 145 pounds.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've drank a lot of Yingling since then.
Are you allowed to say that?
Yingling?
Yeah. Are they a sponsor? They could be.
My brain's working.
No, jeez. Hey, all right, so people are wondering, we're wearing pink. You know why? It's the official alternate color of MzeroA. I just made that up.
Well,
Well,
I like bringing your feminine side out.
Or is that? God, wow.
I think I'm wearing
Wait a
salmon.
minute. All right, so I have 3 daughters. I'm in an all estrogen environment. You're the only male influence in my world right now.
I can tell.
Is that a problem?
I can tell.
Oh gosh, thank gosh.
You like to touch.
I'm a touchy guy, right? Wait a minute. So anyway, why are we wearing pink?
Well, I always tease Jason about wearing pink, and it's a nice color.
It is a nice color.
And it's the week after Mother's Day.
So,
this is all about
but
Mom.
does Jason wear pink, or does he wear one of those faux off-color pinks?
Salmons.
Salmons. What is another off-color pink? Maybe we could get an embroidered something right here. I'll get a sticker and put it right there.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Should we get like a bowling shirt that's
Are
pink?
you touching me again?
I did. I'm sorry. I will stop doing it. All right. Here. We're gonna. This is. Don't. All right. All right. Hold on. We're gonna make a big. There's my phone right there. All right. So don't cross the line.
Easy.
Right.
That's right.
So when
Put the seat rest up.
That's right.
The elbow rest.
That's right. We're putting the elbow rest up.
And you fly Bonanzas or Beechcraft
Right.
products, there's an elbow rest that comes up and down in the middle.
Right.
And I always got to put it up because he's always elbowing
There's
me.
nothing in a Skyhawk that segregates us. Is
No.
there? No. Or what else are we flying?
Well,
the Cub. The Cubs.
oh,
Okay, so that's.
We'll leave that for another story
That's
because
right. That's right.
We'll call
No.
about squeezing in different
Okay,
cockpits.
so yeah.
Aloha Bob
Yeah.
and the Wiener Squeeze.
All right, that was tight.
That's a whole different topic.
That's a whole other animal. But let me tell you something. We've gotten in some tight airplanes.
There's been a few.
That's right. But then again, we've had some good times, right?
Every flight's a good
Every
time.
time's a good time. Because if you're not having, this is going to be a routine thing, right? If you're not having fun flying, what's the point?
Yeah.
So we were down in South Florida, and everybody's studying, and you want to do really well flying, right?
Oh, we went into Homestead.
Homestead,
Homestead.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah,
No,
no, it's way a long time
Yeah,
ago.
it's a couple months ago.
Your brain's messed up. You realize that? 2 minutes. You're like a dog. 2 minutes is really 10 years ago.
Where we at?
Yeah, no kidding. So, but they're all studying as they should. Everybody needs to study. But
Right, we're in the at Homestead
Right.
in the pilot lounge, and all the students are in there studying.
right? And we're cutting up, but we illustrated to them. You got to have fun when you fly, right? When you go into cross country, you're going to go for food? No. Why? You got to go for food.
Yeah, we all told them Homestead, go down to Marathon
All right,
and go have
do
some
this,
stone
whatever.
crab.
Well, they're
You
trying
know?
to satisfy the requirements, but can you imagine flying across the Everglades on your cross country? That's kind of daunting, wouldn't you think?
They do it every day.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so here's another question. You said, take the Skyhawk to the Bahamas. I thought, there's no chance I'm going across water in a Skyhawk. And what did you tell me?
The airplane doesn't know the
airplane doesn't know
difference.
it's
So
over
you
water.
go to Valdosta or
Right.
Waycross, you're flying across the Okefenokee Swamp.
Right.
There's
Look
no
that up on the
difference.
chart. It's north of Jacksonville. It's and it's nothing there.
Yes.
Nothing. Right? And you tried to trick me because you said, do your cross country, go straight to Valdosta. And I said, there's no reporting points on my VFR cross country.
Taylor VOR is in the middle of the swamp.
Yeah, but that you can't see it. How many people have flown over VOR and actually saw? I didn't.
It's
saw
that big white pointy thing out there in the middle
Yeah,
of
it
the
looks
field.
like a bowling pin.
All right.
All
A
right.
bowling pin.
Is there anything else you want to talk about today?
You know, we'll
jeez.
wrap
What?
episode 2 up and we'll come back with 3 and
Oh yeah.
we're going to talk about something.
Are we?
Yeah, I want to talk about air trapfic controllers.
You do.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
we
we
need to
could
talk
talk
about.
about-
I want to talk about complaints.
This is the part of the show I've heard is called the teaser. So episode 3.
But you going to touch me while you tease?
Man. You know. Well. All right. So when we come back, I will be on this side of the table, and Joel will be on that side of the table.
Yeah, we're gonna have
So-
to adjust our microphones.
And we might have a show title by then.
Wait, yeah.
Morning Coffee with Bob and Joel. Or is that already taken?
I don't like coffee. Jason's got that coffee thing,
Yeah.
and I really don't think he drinks coffee.
I'm not a coffee guy,
No,
by the way.
uh-uh.
No, I'm a water guy. And we could talk about my favorite movie, which is, of course, this one right here. For all you people, zoom in, everybody. Look, see, pinch. There. All right. See, that's my favorite movie. And I got a scandalous story on Frequency about that, by the way.
Well,
Wait, there's
episode 3 or 4 or
Yeah,
7.
well,
whatever
hey,
we get- as soon as we
everybody-
find a name.
I just want to say, as I'm touching Joel for the 100th time on this episode, thanks for watching.
And a good pilot
is
is always learning.
learning.